All right, everybody. Hope you're having a lovely day. It's time to bust out some Starfield Learnstream fun, which I don't know. we'll see. We'll see where this goes. I mean, I think the stuff that I have to work on now, is kind of like testing. Let me go to the screen. Hold on a sec. What is up, everybody? Hope you're having a lovely day. It is. What day is it today? Tuesday, November 19th, a great year 2024. It's almost the holiday. Well, it's pretty much the holiday season. But yeah, I've been going at this for a long time, and I'll tell you right now, it's like scope creep has gone into like tremendous dimensions. I mean, I kind of explained last week, and the same thing happened this week, where it's like, oh, I want to do more. I want to do more. I want to try this. I want to try that. I want to try doing this thing. I want to try doing that thing. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm gonna show today. I'll tell you, like, I learned so much. I learned so much just going through this process. It's like, ooh, what if I could do this? And like, what if I can do that? Like, I thought about, all right, so I'm learning. Like, I mean, I kind of showed up a little bit about lighting last week, like what I learned from lighting. Kind of gave you I don't know if I did anything about posing bodies. Like, that was one thing I learned like last stream last week. But for today, like from what I learned from last Tuesday from today was like triggers to enable like certain to basically have NPCs turn on or turn off. I'll show you how I did that, because that was an interesting process in itself to figure out what I wanted to do. I also learned about setting up keywords with worn apparel so that it could trigger something for a quest, or it could trigger a condition. I learned other conditions for quests. I started playing around with projected decals even more. I mean, there's some projected decals that we have in the cavern. So maybe I think for today's stream, I'm just going to show you what I've learned thus far, because I think what I'm doing, what I need to finally do for this creation is just finally just go through every single like NPC I have there, like all the different followers. Just like I have 5 main followers, like the big followers, and then I have 12 different microbots that you can have as crew members on your ship. So there's 17 followers, crew members, companions that I need to kind of debug and go through. So that's the main gist. So today, what I'm going to show you today, I'm going to go over a little bit more of what I learned for lighting. Okay, a little bit learned from lighting. I'll show you what I did for posing bodies. And let me see. Is there anything else I want to say here? I'll talk about enable triggers, keywords. Like, so I'll walk through the process. All right, that's what I'll do. I'll walk through the process and show you kind of like how it's done. All right, and these will probably be like its own tutorials in the future, because I feel like the stuff that I need to do now to finish this creation is going to be on the boring side, because it's just me running through it. It's like I'm not trying to figure out anything to do today. I'm just trying to finish. that's what I'm trying to do. That's where I'm at with this creation. I just want to finish it now. That's the place where I'm at. So let's see. Where should I go from here? I think what I should do is just do a walkthrough, but main story as of now, right? What happened like during this whole process in creating this. That's a bug. I don't know why that's there, but the whole idea started out was like I wanted an NPC that covered all the skills of the crew members, so I don't have to recruit everyone from Constellation to give me the crew bonuses for my ship. All right, I just wanted to put that all in one NPC. I'm able to accomplish that. And what happened was that eventually expanded out. All right, let me just create this whole little it only started as this room. It only was supposed to be one NPC companion at first. It turned into 2. It turned into 3. And then I created as like, all right, let's create something bigger. It got bigger. And then I tried to create storylines for all these, like for everything. So I'm calling this Ramtech AI Chapter 1. That's my final decision. I was thinking like Ramtech AI, the Rambots, right? But then I feel like this is going to be an overarching story for what I'm planning to do as I continually grow and what's the best way to say it, and just improve my skills. That's it. As I grow and improve my skills. So that's the route I'm going. with this and trying to develop something even more as I go along and just expand what I'm having. Like the latest patch for the creation kit has now fixed, or supposedly has a tool for lip syncing. Not even close to being there yet, but at least that's another thought in mind. It's like, all right, now we can create NPCs that have their lips move, and like you can hear them talk. Like I'm not even there to recording, but yeah, it's like I only created robots. The only reason why I created robots in this one is because I don't have that know-how just yet. But yeah, this is where I'm at. And we're just gonna do a walkthrough, and like they'll see like, all right, well, how did I do this? Okay, so that's how I'm gonna go about it. So let's learn. Hey, let's learn together. All right, let's do this. Let's turn down the music just a little bit. And let's load up the game and show you what's happening thus far. Now there is a bug. There is a little bit of a bug where like if you leave Mars and try to come back right away, the game will crash. If you load up the save before you go back to Mars, it'll land you on Mars. So that's the workaround that I know thus far. I have no idea what's causing it. I tried. I mean, my first thought would always be like, all right, it's probably going to be it's probably the nav mesh, like issues with the nav mesh. That's what I usually think. But like I haven't found, like even in like the log files, I haven't found anything that's pointing me in a direction yet. So I have no idea. I have no idea what it is just yet. But yeah, let's load it up. Like start from first landing in Sidonia, where things go through, and we'll talk about it. That's it. We'll just talk about it when we reach a certain spot. All right, landing in Sidonia for the very first time. Okay. So the place that we're going is over here. Alright, so that's the place where I have a little hideout for Ramtech Sidonia. And as you get close to it, it's going to do one thing, and two things actually. Two things happen. The map appears, hey, you're around Ramtech Sidonia, and then a mission popped up. So we triggered a mission, go inside. And we go in there, it marks a spot. To go inside, so it gives you a little marker. And then there we go. So how do we do this? So a little bit from the mission quest, but or the mission tutorial I kind of did. But what I did here specifically, and I don't know if this is the right way to do it. I tried doing it through the map marker, but it didn't work out the way I thought it would. So let's go into the Sidonia city cells. Oops. So I'm going to Sidonia city cells. Let me just load up. Oh, one second. Let me turn off something real quick. All right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Holy moly, what did I do? I can't escape it. I'll turn it off here. Just turn it off. Okay. Okay. So let's go externally. That was weird. Usually doesn't happen that way. Zoom out. Okay. So what I did, so here's that cell. Let me turn off markers real quick. So I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it through the map, but the map marker, right? There's usually something I could do here. It's like, all right, add the script, and if something comes into this zone, right, this big circle, right? You see this circle here? just see if I can hide this real quick. There. So there's this yellow circle. That's the border of what will mark, or where the this map marker will say, hey, you reached the spot. Right? And you could even change that if you would like to. Let's see here. Like marker data. You could say, I want the radius to be 35 or something like that. And it's bigger now. Right? So that's one thing. And for some reason, I thought I could do it through here, but it wasn't working. Maybe because, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But the way how I did it, and maybe it's not through here. Maybe it's through. See, it's also. Oops. Whoa. I hate when I accidentally double click on it. See, I double clicked on it again. But yeah, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna move this back to 30. But it's also referencing an X marker header. Maybe that's a better way to do it. I don't know. I'll do a test later. But yeah, there's a marker header in here too. Where is it? Let's see if we can find it real quick. There. See, the thing about this though is that, yeah. See, I'm not sure because like I know that this is a trigger. It's like that X marker is not a trigger at all. Get out of there. But you know what? Here, let me look at this real quick. Let me see what they actually did in Sidonia. So this is that yellow circle is the map marker radius, but you also have this trigger right here. So let me double click on this and see what's going on here. Com trigger script default ref enable link ref on trigger. Okay. Is that the Sidonia? Yeah. So the big one right here is the Sidonia landing pad. And I'm guessing this is probably this might be triggering something too, which, yeah, that might be triggering a quest. But I think the map marker, look at it. Oh my gosh, what is this big, huge one? Anyway. How you doing, Zadir? Like things are trying to load crazy. So this is the one that you land on when you go to Sidonia. This is the one where another landing pad where I created the hideout, and this is where Ramtech Sidonia is going to be. So what I did here, is to start to trigger the quest, right? And since I wasn't able to do it through the method I thought you could do through the map marker, this is what I did. I created a trigger marker. So this big, huge purple thing, right? Kind of like what you saw over here. I'm guessing those are probably trigger markers too. I mean, those are trigger markers. Slow down. So those are trigger markers. So I created this big, huge trigger marker as well. Oh, you understood here? Really? So this is where you're landing. That's Sidonia. And that's where, like, the landing pad over here, that's where that's this other landing pad, this third one, or the one that says number 04. That's where I'm setting up the hideout right now. And yeah, when you cross cells, like, I feel like Sidonia is, like, they put, even though it doesn't seem like much, there's a lot in Sidonia. There's a lot in Sidonia that needs to load up. But yeah, so anyway, and when I load in a game, I'll show you as well too. But yeah, so this is where I came. This is what I came up with to figure out, like, all right, how do I move the quest? Default ref on trigger. So this was a this right here. Let me zoom out of that. Can I select it? Why can't I select it? Oh, is that where are my layers at? Okay. Huh. I don't know why it's not showing. I was just going to go right off the pad where there was this. Yeah, so I decided that it's like I don't want. Well, one, I didn't want to affect an area that might be completely used by a lot of people too. So anyway, what is this? So this is the default set stage trigger, player only. So what happens with the script is when you, well, let me actually find the object for you. Defaults, set stage trigger. So yeah, you have these options, not player only. So like, I'm guessing they've already set, or I mean, it's when I look at it, it's the same script. When I look at the scripts for him, that are set to these activators, but they just change the properties, I guess. But yeah, so when I bring it in, and you don't have to actually change the base, you just edit the reference for it. So go to scripts, they already have the script already added in. And when you double click on this, you already have your set properties of what you want to do. So you can say, all right, I want this quest to set or check. I'm using the J. Ramos Rambat Sidonia quest, right? So that's what I'm doing. And then what stage to set. So I have stage 5. So go to stage 5. And if you're familiar with quests, let me go to quests right here. So yeah, I also learned another thing. This is one thing that I learned that's that got me like just tearing my hair out for like hours. It's like, what's going on here? I didn't understand. So with the quest dialogue, right? If you ever hit a point where it's like, this should be working. I've done it multiple times. This should be working. There could be a bug with that quest form. And for me to solve this, see, look, I have main quest and I have quest. So something happened with the main quest where like I just tried to set up aliases. There should be showing me a target marker on it, but it's not. And it doesn't make any sense. But if I like and I realized that on stream that happened to me like when I was trying to work on creating new followers. So that one night where I couldn't figure it out, like there was an issue. It was because the quest bugged out for some reason. So when that happened, at least for what I'm doing right now, it's like because like if I go back to a step and redo it or remove a certain step, it's like it just didn't work anymore. It's like I don't understand. It's like, why does this not work the way it's like intended? So whenever that happens, I duplicate the quest and switch all the assets or aliases to go to that quest, and it works completely fine. So that was another weird thing I noticed. Like, okay, it's like, and trust me, you can lose hours. Like, why is this not working the way that it should be? It's like, well, something bugged out in the quest, and no matter what steps I go backwards and forwards from, it just doesn't do it. And it's weird because like I thought, it's like, is it the scripts? But the scripts are still the same. So I don't know. Like when it bugs out, duplicate the quest, switch everything to that quest you just duplicated, and it's working fine. So that was one part that I just didn't understand. It's like, okay, well, as long as it's working, move forward. Start like don't try like advice for me. Don't spend a long time in trying to debug, but the issue is just duplicate it and move on. Just duplicate the quest, switch all the assets. But this is where the problem could come in. Is like if you have like a super huge quest and like you need to change a lot of other references to point to it, then that could be a huge issue. That's the only time I could think it would be a huge issue. But yeah, I don't know. That's my current workaround, and if it's something bigger, then maybe I'll have another workaround then, or figure out what could be the issue. But anyway, let's talk about the quest. So what's being triggered here? So if I go to my quest stages, I said, all right, I set up stage number 5. Just go inside. Just go inside. That's my designer note, and this one says go inside Ramtech Underground Sidonia. So it's triggering that stage, and that stage is also going to set objective displayed 5. So that's your fragment that you type in there. It's like, all right, set objectives displayed, which I wish, I mean, since you'd used it a lot, I don't know. Should it be easier? Could it just be, I don't know. That's probably why the main key, I agree. I agree, Sadir. It's like I would like based on what I'm thinking, like and how they structured things, like that's probably why I'd break it up too. I'd break it up too. If something just breaks randomly, it's like, well, I just duplicate it, and then I. But yeah, I think. Yeah, that's what I do. That's probably exactly what how I'd plan things, and I think what I like that I'm setting this like my I guess this my at least my growth and creating this whole world I'm doing into missions or into chapters, so that it's more manageable that way. Or another thing is like I might not get it out. I just might not do it in time. But yeah, so set objective displayed, of course, quest objectives. You set it here. That's my target alias. So my target alias is inside door, and I just referenced the door inside or the door going to my hideout. So yeah, reference that in the in my creation kit series. So I'm jumping a little ahead right now, but like if you want to get like step-by-step process on how to set up a quest, but definitely check out the series. But yeah, I set up an alias. I pointed the alias to go to this door. Maybe I can maybe we could just double-click on the alias and say, is there a way to just say go to it? View reference. Yeah, there you go. Or not. It's like, is this going to crash now? Are you going to crash? What's going on? Oh, I did do it. So yeah, I put it in. I already said, just go inside. It's already viewing the reference. Cool. So yeah, trigger. Tell it to go here. Do this. Do that. Set your next stage in the mission, and yeah, that's like an invisible volume box that goes in there. So that was cool. So let's go back into the game, and I'll show you more reference to where I'm landing. But let me see here. Let me see. Whoa. What's that, dude? Like zoomed in. All right. And yeah, once you enter, I put another volume trigger in here. A default stage trigger. And on this one, it says, all right, you've entered inside. Quest is set. Sidonia quest, and then set stage to set. Go to stage 10, which is like, all right, you're inside now. Explore. And that's what we'll do. We'll start from when we're landing. Oh, actually, let me see if let's start from here. I think I have it here. No, that's not it. This one. Yeah, this one. Okay. I learned also, if you want to have the game load up faster, I mean, I should have known this. Have a character that's brand new. It's like, usually, like, it'd take 2 minutes for me to load up. Like, when I had my other character, like my level 90 character testing this, it would take about almost 2 minutes per load up, starting the game loading up. This is less than a minute. It's pretty awesome. All right, so yeah, that's the place where we landed. So there's the frontier. That's main city of Sidonia. Here's the other landing pad. There you go. Set the mission. Let me go ahead and set this mission. Go inside. You have the hexagon. Tell me to go inside, which is just pointing to another volume trigger that's inside there. And when I walk in, I'm already hitting the trigger. I thought, yeah, it did. It already hit the trigger, so I already moved on. So here you go. So went inside, check mark. Learn about Ramtech Underground Sidonia. So go in here. So a lot of polishing has happened since last week. a lot of polishing. Look, we have all these little microbots now that could be crew members. But yeah, now I'm going to the next stage, which is right here, which is going to tell you like, all right, it's telling you to learn about it. So here's a place to learn everything. But yeah, the main one that activates next stage is here. So you have all that. You can like learn and just read about like the world I'm creating, And from that spot, you have 3 different people that you can look up at. So let's see, maybe I can just hold it here, go straight here. So yeah, so I just entered, so this is where I'm going through. Just entered, and then we went to this laptop. This laptop will have your terminal script and your desktop menu. So the desktop menu, so I thought this was fun to do. So I'm just gonna look, Downloads Works menu, asterisk menu. So that's what I put in my filter. And then the one, I just let menu 01. So that's where I left it at. Close this real quick. And what happened was I set up a papyrus fragment. So that's what moved on from the moved me on from a reference in a menu to go on to the next quest. So I went to properties. I created a brand new property. And the type, it was quest. It was quest, and then name your property, right? And they call it the Rambots main quest, and it's a quest constant, right? And then when you click on this, you could say, all right, which quest do you want to move forward to? All right, Rambot Sidonia quest. Perfect. So that's what I'm referencing. So that's the property right here. You have that, and this is the function that you say, all right, now set it to stage 20. So you always have to do this. You always have to, if you have any kind of variable in a script, you have to set it as a property first and reference it. All right, it's going to be this property in the script, do this. And then do this with it. And there's so many different things that you can do there. So that's how I worked this one, and that's what moved on the quest. So now, what am I doing? So what I'm doing now is finding these guys. Oh, I didn't like that. Oh, let me see. Oh, okay, cool. And yeah, there's all these other little things you can look through here too. But yeah, so I put what I didn't want to do. So notice how like beforehand there were no hexagons. So what I did, I thought this was like, because like I didn't want you to be able to easily find where the next target was, right? I didn't want that to happen. It's like, all right, I want you to find. I want to actually put some effort into finding these people. So I set the targeting, right, to only light up the hexagon if the person was in view. So I thought that was an interesting thing to do. It's like, okay, cool, there's a way to do it. Because like, I thought one thing I was going to do was just, all right, just don't have any aliases so that no hexagons will show up. I was going to do that. But at least, I was like, well, if you see it, then I want the hexagon to pop up. So that was a cool thing to do. And then I have this text that pops up when you investigate it, and of course it moved the quest forward. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a quick look at that. So going back to the main quest, and what I did for the quest alias, so that's Buddy. The dead body that we saw there was Buddy. And I referenced it. So yeah, I did a reference by just selecting him. Do this, right? I'm going to cancel that. But what I did is that, so you have all these aliases, but it's the quest objectives that says, should I see it? How should I see it? What are the options that I need to know, or variables that I need to know to actually have you see it? So that was like, and just another good rule of thumb is make sure you match the indexes with your stages. So like this stage, I mean, I turned on when I viewed the computer, I did 3 different stages. Right? So explore the location, and then what we did was say when you viewed the log or the email, I guess, when you viewed the menu item, I'll describe that. When you viewed the menu item, it said go to stage number 20. So stage number 20 here is set new targets to explore. So it set one, it completed the objective to go to that computer, look it up, and then it activated 3 different stages, 30, 40, 50. And I broke it up in here because, like, I mean, that's a good rule of thumb, because if you want to put things in the middle, like, it's like, oh, okay, maybe I want to do this now. Maybe I want to add this. Then there's a means for you to do that. There's space between those 2 different digits. Like, so 30, 40, 50. I started 3 of those. 3 different quests. So let's take a look at Buddy. And find Buddy, set objective displayed to be 40, right? That's the quest stage. And then when we go to the quest objectives, what does 40 do? 40. The target is Buddy, so that was the alias I created. I want to say, hey, go to Buddy. But the condition is, and I was glad I found this, it's get line of sight. So that was like, oh, that's absolutely perfect. Get line of sight, run it on the player. That's you. So like, if I have a view of this body, right? I did the same thing. Select it. Go to the window. So I'll show you what I did here. I'll just show you real quick. So it was in. Did I get here? Oh, I need to go here. So I created a safe room. So I opened up my cell here. There's Buddy. All right. So yeah, it's a simple part. Right, select the reference, and then select reference in render window, and just double click on him, and it'll say, all right, your reference is Buddy Weiss. That's it. Perfect. So yeah, if you see him, then it'll light up the hexagon. And I'll just hit cancel. There you go. So back again. So now we hit this, and now on Buddy, it activated the next. So this was interesting too. I didn't know that you could do this. So let me double click on Buddy here. So I also added a script on him. I did 2 scripts. Activate. So what does this do? Default ref on activate. So when you activate him, like when I click on him, when I hit E, it's going to do this. Set this quest to be stage 45. Means you found Buddy, move on. Move on to the next thing. And then this other one, default show message on active ref. On active ref. So, all right, that's how I showed the def message, like when you activate it. So when I activate him, it's always going to show this. The lifeless body of Buddy Weiss is not showing any signs of external physical injury. All right? So I'm going to give you a little mystery. What do we do here? Put that out. Just a little mystery. But yeah, so that's, I mean, here's the thing though. I guess I could have done it. I could have used this script just to move the quest forward as well. But I don't know. I think my reasoning why. I mean, I guess true. That's true. I mean, I could have. No. The reason why I didn't use this is because it doesn't set the stage. Like you have these other buttons that could set a different stage for you. So it has a different set of properties for that, which I haven't played around with. So maybe if a message pops up and you have these 4 different buttons, or up to 4 different buttons, like I want to do this, then it will set a different stage in the quest. So yeah, so I had both of these. I wanted to show a message, and I wanted to move the quest line forward, so a different stage. I didn't set any prerequisites or anything like that. So yeah, that's what moved it forward. And then back in game. Right? We have what we want. So there's another room I was playing around with. That was fun. This is just another fun area. I put all the unique weapons in there if you want to play around with that. So created a little set of text like, here's the reason why we have all these weapons here. You wanted to use it for testing and make the best robot possible. But yeah, alright, so we have a key. Let's keep on moving forward. doors and keys are pretty easy. So, yeah, I picked up a key. And then for this one, right? So there's Siobhan. So I'm in eyesight of Siobhan. Now the hexagon's showing up for her. See in the compass. And that took a while to figure out how to do. Pose the body laying over the cockpit. So that was something very different. It's like, okay, let me try this. Let me try this. And just trying to get it on and lay it over. That took a while. And sometimes it, like, even though you got it looking right in the creation kit, it would fall off in the game. So I had to get like a specific position so where it wouldn't fall off in the game. So I thought that was funny. But yeah, now I have a terminal that unlocks the door. So manual override initiated, doors unlocked, doors opening, and then switched to simulator doors are unlocked. So just left it there. And now it's unlocking. All right. So we're jumping ahead a little bit. So 3 different things that just happened right there. And then we're back. We can investigate Siobhan, and I put the Ramtech Ace Pilot Neuro Amp on her, that thing that gave you the skills of like the best pilot skills, or be able to give you all the pilot skills and targeting in a Neuro Amp. So that's on her, and then of course you have that message pop up, same thing like Buddy, and there's a key right here. All right, so let's take a look at this. So this is a safe room. Let's go back to this guy. We're gonna take the ground. Let it load. Okay. So we picked up a key, and I locked this door. So this one's pretty easy to do. So when you just double click on a door, any door you want. I did this on a locker, door, a gate, so many different things. And you have this nice little tab that says lock. And you have those options like, do you want to use the hacking skill? So you have your hacking skill between novice, advanced, expert. So when you said it falls off the game, the body falls off. So the body fell off the cockpit. It's like, yeah, for whatever reason, like when the game loaded, like even though I had it on, yeah, I'll show you in a little bit. But yeah, so the lock, if you have the option, hey, I want to set up to be this, or your different hacking options, or just completely inaccessible right now. You can say it requires a computer, so that like I kind of had that down in the hallway where I had to use a terminal to open up a door. And then you have Barton chain. I haven't used this yet, but I think have you seen? You just break it, right? Yeah, so I used the Havoc. So let me see. So once you get the body in place, there should be an option to disable physics on the placed NPC. That should keep them from moving further. Oh! I'll take a look at that. But yeah, Bard chained. I haven't played that, but yeah. Simple, requires a key. I just created a key for it. Like, it just uses the unique ID. So key, all I did was copy a key that existed, change the ID, and say this is the name of it, and then applied it to the door. So that's pretty simple. Let's take a look at the body. Let's find out. So for Siobhan, so notice how her body's a little bit different right now. But yeah, I used the Havoc sim. So if I double click on her, something that says do not, is it ignored by sandbox? Is that what it would be? You can glue anything down that option. Ooh, that would be awesome. Because I did a few other things down in the bottom. Where is it? Disable physics. It's like just so look further down. Disable physics sim. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright. So that's what that was I mean, I guess if you do this, that solves it, right? So yeah. So what was happening was when I put her on here, like in game, I'm guessing that because the physics are still going, right? She'd fall off. But if you want to get the initial pose, so let me show you how to get an initial pose. I'll bring out like a body right here. No, exterior to the cockpit. Exterior to the cockpit? When I said, yeah. So, but I mean, I was out here, right? This is where I was looking at her. So in game, she would fall off. So that was a problem that I had. So she would be on the floor. She would be on the floor. But I did what I tried to do to get her in place was use a Havoc sim. And let me see. Let me get a random body here. Let me just get like a corpse or something. Give you an idea. Human corpse. Of course, marker. Wait, is this right? What is this? No, I don't want a marker. I need a body. Here, I got an idea. So I'll just duplicate it real quick. Oh, is everybody mentioning Bob? Yeah, I didn't put the exterior on here. Just the interior. The reason why is that, well, I mean, I wanted to give it like a view like it's more mechanical from here. It's like, it really is a simulator. Like, more of a simulation. Like, you don't need to put an exterior on the simulator. Like, that was the thought. That's the idea I had. And yeah, these... but, okay, before I talk about that, let me just finish off what I was trying to do. So let me go to the other cockpit. Here, yeah, there's two cockpits in here, or there's two simulator cockpits. There you go. Let's go here. So, let me go ahead and turn off the markers. So I brought this duplicate. So I have this here. Right. And then slide it over, rotate, like try to like get like a suitable position. And then I would use the Havoc sim up here. So that's what I do. So let me make this bigger real quick. Just give you an idea of what I was trying to do. And I did this. Now that I can turn off physics, there's one character I did this to that I'm gonna apply it to. Cause yeah, so here you go. So I just did this, Havoc, and turn it off. Try to, yeah, so that's pretty good. That was pretty good. And with the Havoc sim, you can start moving arms around. So let me see. Havoc's still on, so I could say, all right, I'm going to hit Alt, and I could just move the arms. Like, I want to place this arm a little bit over here or something like that. Or maybe it's like, you know, I'm not feeling the position. I want it a little bit more hunched over, so I'm just going to hit Alt, click on the head and hold it, and try to move it a little bit over. It's like, I know, so you're like, now that I have practiced this like a long time trying to get it right, it's like, oh, now I know how to do it. So yeah, there you go. So that's how you did it. And yeah, I did the same thing with Buddy as well. But Buddy was a lot easier. I just had him hunched over the table. Well, actually, he was at first he was difficult because I needed to have him sit on a chair and then hunched over. So yeah, that's what I did, and now what you can do, and I'm guessing that's what's gonna happen, is say disable physics when you're done. When you have it in the right spot, just disable it. But yeah, so that took a while. But yeah, the other part was like, all right, now I'm just delete it. Like, how do I get them seated? Oh, sim so on. Hold on a second. This might be harder since I have the game running at the same time. Let's see. All right, turn off Havoc. This is good to knock out some body displays. Nice. Here we go. Oh, one second. Jeez, where's she? Where'd I put her? I lost the body. Oh, there it is. I was like, I lost the body. Okay. Okay. But yeah, man, I guess since I have practice, like that didn't take long at all. I was like, oh, I did it. So yeah, same thing, same concept. Like, all right, since you're at a standing position, I need to rotate a little bit. Like, oh, maybe that was too much. Let me turn off the... Yeah, there you go. So you want the feet off the floor so that doesn't affect it a little bit. Let me see. And then it's like, all right, let's have it again, see what happens. All right. Maybe not the way in one. But yeah, so maybe I can get it up. Come on. I don't know. Well, let me see. Oh no, I grabbed the wrong point. Oh, but yeah. So that's the whole concept there. You need, if you want to put body on a chair, there's a way to do it. Let me go right here. So, but the easy thing to do, it's like, all right, I just need a person to be placed. Oops. Let me turn off Havoc first. Turn off Havoc. Bring it down. Bring it up. Oops, wrong buttons. And then Havoc. And then you just grab it multiple times. Or up. Just try to get it better position. And then hit Alt, clicks. Like I want to move the hand and be like right here. Move the hand. This other hand. Try to move it. Oh. Oh. But yeah, you get the idea. So that's how I worked it. Havoc, try to move things around. Boom. So yeah, that was a fun process. Let's see here. What else is there? So this door, as you saw, it had to be opened up through a terminal. So the same method, kind of following the same method, and I'll show you the script after this opens up. So lock requires a computer. That's it. And what I did for this guy, so terminal activator, I actually created, what did I do here? Menu. That's right. So menu for this terminal was sim override menu. So I double click on this. Let's see what we have here. Override simulator. So I did two things. I mean, I think there was a native script for it, but it didn't exactly do what I wanted to do because I wanted to just exit and say something else. So this is override simulators is showing when doors locked. And simulator doors are unlocked. That shows when this happens. I mean, I don't know. I probably need to explore the native one a little bit more. but there is a native script. Let me just show you what it is. Native. Oh gosh. No, native door script. Handles door via native terminal. So native terminal has, I guess, the different scripts that could be explored. Like, yeah, there you go. So this is the one that's there, and you have all these. So I haven't fully explored this one because I said, I mean, I'll just say I don't know. But there's that option there. But I said, okay, I figured out this is a lot easier. So SimDoor 1, SimDoor 2. So it opens up both the simulator doors. So basically a property, and I just set up a SimDoor and an open object reference constant. Object reference constant was the type. Right, so two different properties, SimDoor 1, SimDoor 2, created that, and both of them are going to be object reference constant, and that's the value where you just pick the reference in the render window. And what I did for this one is just go to the door. Oh gosh, I'm upside down. Yeah, so just go to the door, and let me see, where'd it go? Poof. Where'd the window go? Here, let me cancel this. Pick reference with, yeah, there you go. Oh, I guess it was right there. Here, the one thing I don't like about this one, right? If you double click, it doesn't react. It doesn't do anything, but it did make the change. So yeah, let me clear value real quick. Let me clear the value, edit the value, select it, double click. See, nothing happened. So you're wondering, like, wait, did something happen? And yes, something did happen. All right, so that's one thing that's weird about like using the pick reference, object reference in a fragment. So just be aware of that. So I set both of them to so one door was here, the second door was the other simulator, and the I guess the function is unlock and then set open to true. So it does two functions. One, it's unlocking it, and two, it's opening it right away. And then for the menu, and once I click on it, it will say menu override initiated, doors unlocked, doors open. And then there is an item function here, right? This menu item will only show if that door is locked. So that's what this is right here. If you double click on this, is get it locked, right? And if get locked equals 1, that means it's true that it is locked. Show this menu item. And then I did another reference. It's easier to tell if the property box is visible. That's probably true. That's probably true too, yes. But yeah, same thing. Run, like, select a reference. So I could do the same thing here. See, that one reacted. So there. So get locked. Check this reference if it's locked. Boom. Then simulator doors are unlocked. So that's what it does. And the action is just to return the previous. Hey, what up, Rickhammer? Yeah, nice. Are you at work right now? But yeah, it's the same condition, but only difference is 0. I set the value to 0 meaning that it's not true. It's false. Is the door locked? No. So it's kind of interesting. But like, because like I remember I was trying to search for get unlocked, and it's like, wait, but just get locked is false. Applied the same thing. So that's what shows up when it's not locked anymore. So there you go. So that's what I was going for. Simulators, and for that menu item it says simulator doors are unlocked, so you won't have the option to unlock them anymore. So I left it at that. If you want to have the option, I mean, I think that's what the native menu does too. Like the native terminal piece may also include is that we are. What is it? What do I want to say? I lost my thought. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it allows you to relock or reclose things as well. But I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to open and leave it open. But yeah. So Rick Hammer, I'm just showing where I'm at right now because I'm at the final stage. I'm pretty much debugging what I have. I'm just showing what I learned in the last week. Kind of learned what I learned in the last week of me creating this creation. But yeah, so let me go down the list. What did I learn? Triggers, how to trigger event through space moving forward, posing bodies, and that's where I'm at right now. So next we'll have enable triggers, conditions with keywords, yeah, projected decals, so other things I've learned. But yeah, right now we've learned how to create a lock, or we learned that 2 different lock doors, one with a key and one through a terminal. Yes, sir. Oh, package got to be delivered. Yay. But yeah, so now that I know about physics, I know about the physics sim doesn't affect it. I guess I could have put an external on here because like that was the problem that I had, right? When I put the external skin on top of this the internal cockpit, the physics was an issue. Like it would pop like the so physics was an issue. But I don't know. I kind of like the look of it because like the only time, at least in this creation, you look at it is from here, and I liked having that. All right, like not really finished. It's just a simulator, so you don't really need to see an external part of it. And I don't know. Yeah. But now that, thank you, Sadir, with turn off physics, maybe I'll try that just to see what it's like and see how that works. But cool. Nice. We learned something tonight, too. But yeah, so that's how I work this menu. What was it? This one. Simulator override menu. Override simulators. It opens the door and unlocks the door. And then simulator doors are closed, so it's basically done. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Oh, where are we? Right here. I was posing. Whoa. Wait. Oh yeah, I'm on the other side. Cool. Wait, do I already have this on? I don't. Okay. But yeah, I did really like the look of it, like this unfinished look. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Simulator is now doing this. Simulator doors are unlocked. Cool. All right. So what do? We picked up a key here that opens up another door, but let's go ahead and explore this area. So this was an area that I thought I had a lot of fun creating this area, but essentially the soldiers were bored and they decided to make a poker night. And it's like basically a night for battle bots. So there's a nice little whole story in here to go around and figure this piece out. Decals, lighting, that was cool. Playing with the lights were really cool. And there's actually this guy right here. So there's I hit a key down there. So I'm gonna show you what I did for this body. Hanging right there. And then here's a companion that you can find. And we have set a trigger, so that all of a sudden this guy comes up. Oh. This kind of mimics the battle lights. Robot battle bots. Try to get it. Alright. There you go. Let's close the door on him. Cage fight! Cage fight! So yeah, I'll show you 2 things. But now that... Oh, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Alright. So, we had a trigger happen. And I think... I'll go to the end before I go into more depth of it. But here you go. Red 13. So this melee, that's just boxing. I just wanted to call it melee instead. That's not something you can give to crew members, but I created one just for Red 13. I have on my crew. And Of course, he doesn't cost any ship crew member spots. And I'm going to have him follow me. Okay, so, and then we have this. So going back to bodies and positioning them. So I'm want to try this out now because there was a position that I wanted to try, but it just kept on shaking in game, right? But yeah, let's take a look. This is gonna be fun. So let's go into here. Let's turn off the lights. So red 13, you know it. You know why I called it. So there's some decals here. Let me turn on the markers. This was, I just started really playing with decals in this one. But yeah, you could spell it out. So decals, is this what you're able to put like words or symbols on a on anything really. That's how you put like, that's how I made this even dirtier. Try to give it that Martian look. Or even on the floor here, even on the floors, like you see the dirt on the floors. So I created that cage, but yeah. So let me see. Let me find a decal. Let's go ahead and take this decal. Oops, that's not a decal. So yeah, notice how the floor is moving. So I'm gonna move that decal, and there you go. So you see that there's no like that's back to the normal floor. So decals, that's what you're doing. So let me see, is it PROG decal? Or some of them? These are some of them. I think that some of them are labeled differently. Like some of them put Project D or PROJ decals towards the end. Just find out yourself, yeah. But and then some of them put PROJ underscore decal. So here, let me zoom in on this one just a little bit. So two things you might want to look for projected decals is PROJ decals or PROJ underscore decal. So maybe I think this is the best way to look for it. Just PROJ asterisk decal if you want to see like everything that's there. At least that's what I figured out. So a lot of things from projected decals, like this little weight I put over the bench here, that's a projected decal. Like all of these letters. So yeah, the story is there's two teams, blue and red. So here's blue, and if you count the number, so here's, this guy is blue 33, and here's red 13. I think those are different form types as well. Yeah, maybe. You're probably right. Let me see. Take a look. Ah. Hey, was this a decal? That's a layer. Oh, maybe that's the reason why. Let me see. Yeah, I can't grab that. I can grab this. You're right. So this is the one that you can actually use. I saw a pack-in for it. Did I see a pack-in? No. All right, maybe that's why I was just confused. PROJ underscore decal. That's what you're looking for. Got it. But yeah, so blue, that's the case for blue, and notice how the gate was open. But what I like about this too, right? What I like about this too, I really enjoyed putting like this lighting up here. I really enjoyed this part because like you couldn't tell that there was somebody in, like, unless you have your flashlight on, which probably you will have anyway. Like you wouldn't see this. You wouldn't notice that red 13 wasn't here. But yeah, this is blue 33. This is red 13, so you get an idea. The 9 should be a pack-in, not sure. I think 13 is a layer. Take a look. See what the form type is. Layer, yeah. So the form type is a layer, so that's probably part of one of these guys down here. Ash debris decal. What is this? Oh, I thought it was a letter. Never mind. I was excited to see. Was there a different form type or a different letter font? But yeah, okay, so this is what I wanted to try. Because, like, this guy doesn't look very crazy. Like, here, let me try. So you ungroup it. Alright, zoom out. So what I did was I kept on placing Havoc, and we keep on dropping. So that's what I wanted. Like this, I wanted this bot to be just hanging off its legs, but it just kept on moving, right? That's what the physics was going. But that's what the physics was doing. It just kept on shaking. And I thought, okay, that's more of a distraction than something that I wanted. Just a red. Yeah, just white and red and white. There are other letters, but are not projections. Oh yeah. I know what you mean. You see, disable physics sim. Oh no! Why didn't you stay? Oh, it's because did I not turn? Oh, okay. Aw. It's like, aw. Let me try it again. Let's see. Which blue was this? Because I think what it would do is turn off physics in the game, but it won't turn off Havoc here. That's my gut. That's what I feel like it's doing. Yeah, I left Havoc on. Havoc is still on. But yeah, here's another pose body right here. So this is blue 31. So this was the one hanging was blue 32, and this is this is blue 32. How come this is not? Oh, that's the reason why, dude. That's blue 32. That's blue 31. All right, so what the bot that was hanging was blue 30. Right here. Hey, what up, the Angry Mechanic? I'm kind of just reviewing what I did in the last week because I'm close to finished with the creation. The only thing that I need to do now is just kind of go through all the companions and fix something, which is redundant. So at least for the stream, I just want to show what I did and just kind of get also learn from each other. Like, already learned some other ideas. So share what I've learned and share what other people know too at the same time. That might be helpful. All right. So I hung it here. I kind of had this. All I did was put a pipe, some rope. I mean, I kind of grabbed something that existed from another pulley, but I just added this pipe because it stays in the air, right? Like physics don't do anything to this pipe. It doesn't affect this pipe. So let's go. All right. Havoc. All right. Turn Havoc off. Click on it. Turn Havoc on again. Oh, it's not moving. Oh, it's falling off. Oh. But yeah, I'm trying to get it so it's just like hangs by its legs. Like I had it hanging by its legs before. So I have it on. We're learning how to pose bodies, guys. Playing with Havoc can always be interesting. Yeah, absolutely. I think I want to get closer there. That's how I got started. Okay. All right. Havoc it. All right, syncing. Stay. Turn off Havoc. All right. Okay, wait, whoa. All right, disable physics sim. Okay. Okay, saving it. I'm gonna restart this game. Or let me see. Can I just reload from here? Oh wait, I can't save it. I had to turn it off first, guys. Sorry. Can't save it when it's on. All right. See, that looks more menacing when it's just hanging by its legs. All right. Exciting. Yeah, Rick. At some point, I do want to go down the road of voicing NPCs. But yeah, the steps for me is going through the recording process, and now they have the what's it called? And now they have the lip sync. But yeah, my initial idea, I don't know. I mean, I think I'll start with just the voice and just put everyone on the helmets on initially, and then move towards the lip syncing piece of it. But yes, let's see. Or bro, wasn't available. Okay, wasn't available. Yeah, that's what I saw in the patch. Like they added the functionality. I'll download as a companion. All right, let's see here. Hey. I'd probably move this one. I might move this one up. So that's there. Oh yeah, dude, that's so much better. Disable physics. Okay, so where was I? Let's get red back there. Let's get red back. Oh, and we're gonna show you how to do the trigger. So, I mean, should I move him to a spot? Well, I mean, the idea is like you move it here and like you get attacked. Like, oh, what's going on? It's like, yeah, you get ambushed. So like, I'm guessing that spot's okay. But yeah, like. Use your claw, dude. I set your claw to be more powerful. Boom. Alright. She's off. Alright. So, 13. Get him on. Follow me. Alright, so that's where we're at with that. So alright, let's pause, show what we did here. So yeah, better posing the body. Might light this up differently. So I definitely want this to be like the focus. So I'm probably gonna make this one shorter. And this is one way to do it. Hit Control F. And then you have pulley here. So I'm just gonna look up another pulley. I don't know, this is one. This is the right one. This might be longer. Oh no, that's it. That's perfect. So yeah, Control F, find and just replace the item that you want to change. So now this guy could be the main focus. Yeah, dig it. But you know what? There was actually a different one. It's like there was a different pulley. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on a sec. All objects. Come on. Oh, I know. Wait. So I'm not sure what it starts with. So I'm gonna type in pulley here. Crane pulley, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. Crane pulley. Guessing, is it 0, 1? No, that's the long one. Crane pulley, I think it's pulley, crane pulley 3. Yeah, oh yeah, I wanted to see the hook there. Oh yeah, it's so much better. Just leave him be the focus. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cool. All right. Okay. So okay, more body positioning using Havoc, and then you can stop the Havoc, and then freeze the physics. So that's red. That's team red. That was team blue. Lighting in here was actually really fun to do. So let me show you some of that. So the 2 spotlights, that's what those were. But yeah, I had it like way over here. Let me turn off the decals. Try to turn off the decals. Oh. Wrong decals. Turn off marker decals. There we go. So yeah, I had these 2 spotlights, but I mean, I think one of the cool things was just thinking like, all right, do I really need to? Because like my original thought was like, have these lights be like close to the source. That was my original thought. Like, and I realized like, wait, and I saw like, what was going on in the game, what they did in the game. They had these lights, these spotlights be like anywhere. So you have 3 different types of like. I mean, I guess the best way to say it, you have 2 main types of lights, and then the other ones are more of effects, maybe different cone types. But you have spotlights and omni lights. Those are the 2 ones that I think like to think through. Omni lights, they go everywhere. Like no objects get in its way, and I couldn't figure it out for a long time. That was the case. That was the funny part about this, right? I had no idea. It's like, because like. When I based this cell, this interior cell, off an existing one, and they already had lights in there. Let me see, where were they? I think right here. Yeah, these lights. They already had these lights. I just started duplicating them. Let me see one that's not grouped. Let me turn off zoom. Let me see. I can probably just double click on it, and it'll give me that one specific one. Default light, or default light. So you have your omni lights, default lights. So the cell that I duplicated to start this big huge cell was already had default lights in there, and they are essentially omni lights. So let me see, LGT asterisk omni. So yeah, all these things are omni. So there's also sun type light if you need to light up a large area. Yeah. So you have exterior lights, interior lights, but usually it's like the big groups of main lights are going to be omni lights and spotlights. Omni lights go everywhere. Like walls do not block them. Right? They or another way to think about it is like they don't cast shadows. And it bothered me for a long time because like I tried to make this area dark. Well, I zoomed in way too fast. Where are we? Right. So yeah, I was trying to make this whole area dark so these spotlights could take over. But then you had all these lights bleeding in, and I didn't understand it for the longest time. And then I realized, like, oh my gosh, it's these omni lights. And yeah, there's also NS. There's also NS and SS. That's true too. Is there such thing as an Omni SS? Thanks, the Angry Mechanic. But yeah, so I think all the omnis are listed as non. Oh, here's one. Oh. So yeah, there is an Omni SS. But yeah, the default lights that I was using, they were casting light through the walls. And it was so bright. It's like I couldn't understand. It's like, why is this room being lit? I should be only seeing, like, I would think that the walls would block all the other light. It didn't. So that was a big problem that I had for a while. And here's an interesting tool that you want to use. They have this thing called, try to mouse over it. Use to find all lights influencing a specific pixel. So if you take this and you have this box light come up, the light picker, and you click on a specific pixel, it'll show you like, all right, which lights are influencing. You can still see that there's a little bit of influence from the default lights here still, even though they're super far away. So at least they're not affecting it as much. But yeah, so here's your reference points. These are the 3 spots. Oh yeah, if I do have one, I do have one. But yeah, okay, well definitely thanks for the tip, the Angry Mechanic. So NS, non-shadows, or no shadows, non-shadow or no shadow. And SS, shadow. So what does it actually stand for? Shadows. The S at the end. Anyway, there you go. So Omni, they're usually most of them seem to be non-shadow, because like that's what I was experiencing when I was trying it out. It's like, yeah, like most of them are non-shadow. But they also have spots that are non-shadow casting as well. Non-shadow, shadow casting, shadow separate, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so that was this room. Other thing that happened here, trigger. We had a trigger that happened in here. This was actually kind of cool. So I bring up, you make this invisible. Make this invisible too. So here you go. This is a default enable or disable trigger. So what I did for this guy, Blue 33, brought him in, NPC, put whatever stats you want. So I edited the base. I decided, hey, let's make him level 92. Let's give him more health. Let's do this. Let's make sure his AI packages he's going to be, or AI data, because have him frenzied. So he's going to attack anyone out there. Foolhardy, confidence, helps allies, or I don't know, that doesn't matter. And then I set up his combat style to be the Model S robot melee. See that? So yeah, there you go. So that's what I did there. But on his reference window, I set him to be initially disabled, so you don't see him. And that's what that trigger does. It's basically saying, hey, when you hit this trigger, when you walk over this trigger, enable this guy. And I thought you would... It's funny, because I thought when I was looking through the properties of the script for it, I thought I was going to find the an option to set it through the script. But it's a reference. So I thought that was funny. It's like, oh. So then it's like, okay, I mean, you could do keyword. I think there's a keyword option here, but I haven't played with that one yet. You could also have quest properties. Say, all right, check this quest, move it forward to this, and I do that in another happening or another enable trigger. So yeah, all you have to do for this guy is double click on this, and then go to reference. So go to link reference, new, and select it. Select them. So that's all I did. Selected Blue 33, and when I walk over this trigger, it'll make this guy right here, it'll make him visible, and it'll start doing his thing because he's frenzied. So he's going to start attacking. So that's how I set that one up. And the idea was that I had was like, all right, let the robot do the fighting. That was the main concept that I had for some of these pieces. So yeah, that's where we're at. Let's see, was there anything else in here? Kind of showed about lighting a little bit. Kind of talked about it last week too, but if you want to make sure that, let me see, like these guys. So I had 2 lights up here. I had this light, right? And I didn't understand why it was linked at first, because I thought, I was like, wait, I mean, I saw a link, but I said, there's no power source for the lights. That's what I initially thought, because like in the game, like if you wanted to make sure certain things work, you need to connect them, right? Like at an outpost. I feel like you had to connect things, but anyway, I don't think you had to do that with power though. Did you have to do that with power? You didn't have to do that with power. Did you just need to have power in the area? Maybe I'm thinking about another game. I am thinking about another game. Gosh. So there's another building game where you had to make sure all the lines connected from a power source to something you wanted to power. So I thought, just like, wait, this light doesn't, like, there's no power sources in here. But what this does, if you do a link ref from this light utility fixture to the light, it changes the color of it. So that's what it does. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool. All right, so another thing I learned. Yeah, let's go back in the game. Let's keep moving. So we have Red 13 here. Move forward. We showed you a little bit of projected decals. We had this in here. All right. Oh, wait. Yeah, so the override simulators does that. All right, cool. Show you that script. I'm going to just use console code to unlock this. Door. Now there's another trigger here that moves, or that turns on another stage in the quest, which points me to look at the log file here. So diagnostics terminal, model a log file, and I use the same process from looking at a menu item to move the quest forward to another stage, or open or turn on another stage. And now it's going to tell me to go in here. So kept it nice and dark because you turn a light. You have a body here, and you have another character here. So this is interesting because what I wanted to do is make sure that this body was still, right? So I created another actor that was that didn't have any animations on it. So it's not technically dead, because if it's dead, it would fall over. So I didn't want it to look like it's dead. I just want it to look like it's just standing still. And then we have this guy. If I talk to him, internal model A log file. Click on this. Unable to read a log file, and say, and then the quest says find a way to read the log file. Okay. And then this guy. So let me see where my log's at. Oh, I didn't start from the top on this, but find a way to read the log file. Good. Okay. I didn't go to that. I didn't go to the first terminal. It's fine. But in here, I need to wear this neural amp specifically to trigger a readable log file. It tells what's going on, shows what's going on there to move the story forward. And now it's telling me what happened to this character and how to turn it on. And when I walk through, another trigger happens, and I can just close the door so it attack with the mini bots. So you have Red 13 in there, and you have Armament, which is not enabled yet. And then I'm going to just have another layout, like another log file that pops up, so another condition that's set. And now we have a movable Armament character that's not still anymore. It's going to do its thing. So what's funny about these microbots, like these guys have a hard time targeting them because they're so small. But when you're melee, when you have melee, you'll get an instant hit almost. Hit it. Oh. There you go. One more left. Cool. And now we have completed the full quest line for this. So multiple things happen here. And now that I've activated him, I can now talk to him and get him as follower. So like these, like, let me see which ones. Heavy weapon certification and demolitions are not perks that I made available for crew members. So that's what I did there. And good, they don't cost anything. Perfect. And then I want him to follow me. Okay, so multiple things happen here. Just setting this up. So we did hit a trigger, which said move it forward to access the diagnostics terminal. Then we had something I needed to wear to move forward and actually see something. And we actually switched 2 different actors through enable and disable. So that's where we're at right now. So let's see what he did. So let's see. Alright, so we went through here. Right? Yeah, we went through there. So yeah, there's the first trigger. So I put a trigger right in front of the door and say, hey, check out the terminal. And then terminal says do this, do that. All right, let's take a look at the terminal. So the terminal that I have in here, the menu that I have is called menu diagnostics. 2 of them. So one, model A, when you read it, it just moves the stage forward. So same thing as we did before. We set up the property to be a quest. I also have a disable and enable property that I set in here. So it would enable and disable armament. So that shows up first, but when armament, this shows up with specific conditions. So with the conditions, I said, all right, make sure that the Ramtech or Rambot Sidonia quest is running. Make sure that it's on stage 80 is completed, and make sure that once it hits 85, right? Once your stage 85 is done in your quest line, don't show it anymore. So that's what it's doing. Let me see. Go back in the game. 1 second. There you go. So yeah, it's no longer showing that one part, that one file that said re-enable armament is not showing anymore. So we had multiple things happen there. And then when it says this, oh yeah, set stage 85, yeah, enable and disable. So this is what we did. This is what I did here. So in this corner, I had a collision marker. I also have a disabled armament, and I also have the one that works. And of course, I have a patrol spot to just plant them there. So that's how I worked this piece out. What I was doing, for the reason why I have this disabled one, or how I came up with the idea of this disabled one, was because I was trying to create a brand new model, right? A brand new race model. So let me double click on this guy to show what's going on. Hit it, edit base. So I created a new race. And I don't know how it works yet, to be honest. But I know that if I create a new race, create a new skin, create a new add-on, put them together, they don't do anything. They just stand still. And I said, well, that's perfect. So I know that this NPC will not move. So I'm giving it the idea that it's disabled. Because I don't want it dead. I don't want it hunched over. Because that's what dead will do. Like if you set an NPC to dead, it will fall over. Right? But you know what? I wonder if I can just say, don't use physics on it and leave it standing. That might be a different option now. Now that I know about that, that might be a different option. But I decided to go create a new model, create a new skin, create a new add-on so that this guy, the same NPC actor, will just stand still. The problem with it is that it has no collision on it right now. Well, whatever reason it has no collision, doesn't have any collision. So that's why I created a collision marker. So I just created this. So I went up here, grabbed the collision. Oh gosh, I hate when I do that. Oops. Yeah, so I grabbed the collision thing here, drew it out, and just shaped it in him so it looks like, hey, it's a physical object in there. You can't go through him. So that's what I did. So I had this one enabled. This was disabled. I set up a package to say, I just connected him to this patrol marker. Put this collision area in here. So it looks like, hey, you're not doing anything. And also, wait, which was the right one? Oh, I don't know anymore. It's okay. I made a backup before I started this live stream. But yeah, so I put this guy on top of each other, but this one, the real armament, the real NPC character, I just set him up as disabled, initially disabled. So he wouldn't show. So this guy won't show until you're able to re-enable him, which is in this menu. Right, so re-enable armament. So disable this, and then but enable this. So that's what I did. I set up two different properties along with the main quest property. Disable this, object reference, so just click him. Enable this, reference, just click on him too. So that's it. Turn one off, turn the other on. There's another piece there is another piece you have to add for race them to memory. I don't recall the spot. I'll check the one I made. Oh, thanks, Sadir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, I have basically when you hit that menu, one disappears, one reappears in that spot. And what I did for this collision marker, right, is that wait, this is collision marker. I can figure out which one it is, the right one. Okay, it's not this one. So this is the fake one. So this is another thing I learned, because like I wanted this collision marker to disappear as well. But there's one thing, it's like, man, if I have so many different objects I want to disappear, it'll take a long time. But what you can do is enable a parent. And I said, make this disabled armament a parent of the collision marker. So when this gets disabled or disappears, the collision marker disappears with it. So that's what the linked parent thing does, which also is something that I used for these frenzied rambots or microbots to appear. So these are the microbots that were triggered. Oh, let me see. Where is it? Hey, why is it not showing? Oh, let me slow this down. My mouse is too sensitive. Here we go. There it is. So here's that trigger that triggered that microbot fight. So if I double click on this, right, what you'll see is that it's only linking to one thing. So it's linking to, and I made it orange. So what I wanted to do is make it look like these guys were falling from the air. So that's why I put them up in the air. So I want to make them like they're falling from the sky. But I realized that you can't really see that happening. So it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, all of them start initially disabled. And you'll see that wait, it's only being linked. It's being linked from the default enabled trigger. And what I did for this guy, and maybe you can see all the lines here too. Yeah. And everyone else is set, is having this be the parent. So if this one appears, everything appears at the same time. And this is the great thing that I learned. All right, so before I moved them to different positions, I had them all in one spot, like all grouped together. So what you can do is click on the other guys that you want to have be children of that parent. Right, so click this, oops. Frenzied robot. So I can tell down here. So I only have this as selected, so I know which ones I have selected at the time. And what you do is hit the minus key, and you have the reference batch action. So you can set multiple items. So like, the idea that I figured out that when this happens, like, all right, what if I wanted to have a bunch of things fall? Like maybe I want rocks to fall all at the same time. You don't want to go and try and like just set a reference for every single one to be enabled. I'd rather just batch them. So I have these two selected right here, and then I could say set enable parent, right? Click on set enable parent, and then you can click on the target of where it wants to be. So you hit the minus key. Click multiple things, hit minus key, and you can batch a bunch of items to go to one thing. So and you have all these different options here. Do you know if that works on everything else? Reference batch action? Yeah, I mean, at least from what I know. It's like, I mean, I did it for this. So for this one, I clicked on the other 5 Rambots and did it. So yeah, let's do a little, let's play around. Let's play. Because like, that's essentially, well, two things another thing happened there. Before I move on, another thing happened. Jeez. There it is. So you saw that when this fight happened, a new stage popped up, right? So this just triggered another stage, or moved forward to a different stage, or started. There's another way you should think about stages, because like they're not exactly. Thank you, your lifesaver. I needed it. Yes. Oh my gosh, guys! Like imagine creating a whole group of enemies that are triggered. I'd rather just set it as a parent, or set a parent to just one thing that just says, all right. So yeah, batch it. Definitely batch it. Let me see. What was it doing? What was it doing? Oh, yeah. So the script for this trigger. Right? It was making sure that a prerequisite was set, right? Like I actually was able to read the log file on the robot, and then I was able to set the stage. So set the stage to the next part. And here's the interesting thing, right? And I had to figure this out I had to switch my mind on this, that stages are not linear. That's one thing I had to figure out. Like just get really embedded in my brain. Like stages are just not linear. Let me see here. So stages. So I had on that last. When I was able to read the log file, I had it did all this, completed 3 different objectives, and it also displayed one 80, which is re-enable armament. So that's what I did. But something else happened. You had to kill the frenzy Rambots. So when you hit the trigger, another thing happened. Display 90. So we had 80 get triggered, and we also had 90 get triggered, like close to each other. And I need to think about. I just need to keep on thinking like don't think of everything as linear. So this is the one that I had to like not only just, what's the best way to say it? because it's not really intuitive. Because like, if I wanted to finish off the kill the frenzy Rambots scene, or the stage, finish that stage, I had to make sure that all of them were dead, right? So there was a counter process, and figuring this out took a while. And yeah, so here's the one that says, so frenzied robots. So basically, I kind of set 90 to 95 was the connection piece. But then it also moved forward to say, to finish everything, one, I had to make sure that armament was enabled, and two, all the frenzied bots were killed, right? But one thing could happen before the other. Like, I could have been stuck in that room, and I decided to kill all the Rambots first before activating armament, right? The disabled robot. Or, like what I did here was I decided, all right, I'm just going to exit the room, let me enable the NPC so it could fight for me, and then we kill it. So I had two different stages happen. So when I had armament re-enabled, I said, go to stage 99. And if you go to stage 99, check if the frenzied robots were killed. So basically get stage done. See if 95 was done. If this happened, 95 was done. 95 was kill the frenzied robots, right? And if that's true, then move to stage 100, which then completes the quest. But let's see. So yeah, that's what I did first. Like, one, I checked. It's like if I went the other route, see if, or no, that's what I talked about. Yeah. Well, anyway, either or. One could happen before the other. If we killed the Rambots first before activating armament, it's going to move on to stage 99, right? So kill frenzied robots, display 90, or set objective displayed 90, which we going after you kill them, complete 90, but then move on to 98, and then you're going to check to see if armament has been enabled, and then you're just going to check if stage 85 was done. Did I just repeat myself? I don't know. It's like, but anyway, either or. It was either or. If one happened before the other, at least there's a pathway to get to 100, which is to complete the quest. So that was the route I did. And so yeah, if one of these were true, then it would move on to 100. And I don't know why this fails to load. There's nothing here. I'll delete the script. That's probably why. There's nothing there. It's like, there's nothing here. Because, like, yeah. Like, everything here is pretty much completed by the time you hit 100. Okay, anyway. That threw me off. Now for the counter. Quest aliases. Here's the thing that you have to do, though, for if you want to make sure that every single kill counted. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a keyword option, but I haven't explored that. But for this process, I went the per individual robot that needed to be destroyed. So I had to create a specific alias for each of them. And for each alias, when you go to quest objective and go to stage 90, which is to kill the frenzied robots, I put all of them in there. Okay? So that puts a hexagon on top of them. It's a hexagon, right? Or is it an octagon? It's a hexagon, right? And then with the conditions, I said get dead, and if it's false, right, put a hexagon on it. If it's, but yeah, and when it comes true, then the hexagon leaves. Like, yeah, that's what it does. Now for each alias, right, and I just duplicated this for each for all 6 of them. So just create one, then do the 6. You have a script. So you have a specific reference, but you also have a script. It's default counter alias and something something. But yeah, on death A. This is interesting because I didn't realize that there's a certain group of counters that are available to you. And I'm guessing you, of course, you could probably create your own, just duplicate it. But this one counts A. like variable A, I guess. So if we go to the scripts for the whole quest itself, you'll see I have default counter quest A. And I go to this, the properties for the script. It says 1, set stage to 95. So if all the ram bots are killed, go to stage 95, which says I completed the stage where I killed all the robots, right? And then what the target value is. I need you to kill 6 of them, all 6 of them, right? If I could have just set it to 1, but yeah. Once 6 is completed, then move on to stage 95. So that's how the counter worked for this piece. So yeah, go back to Frenzied Robot. And if you look at the script, you don't need to do anything. All you need to do is just add it. Just add it, and it would say, it's just going to count it. That's it. It's going to count. So yeah, that's it. So it's a counter. That's how we do the counter in terms of a quest. I'm sure there's one that you can do based on a keyword, because there has to be. I'm guessing, did we have a quest like a? Did we have a kill quest in the game? Like where you had to kill like a bunch of things? I don't think we did. Like there wasn't like a quest that said kill 5 rad roaches or something, right? But yeah, I'm pretty sure. I feel like there's probably an option for a keyword to do this as well. But yeah, this is the one that's alias based. Okay. Is that it? Did I go through everything that I learned? Conditions with keywords warned. All right, so the last one. It's like I moved over one part. So in order to move this quest forward, I needed to grab the what was it? The neuro amp off this guy. So there was a specific neuro amp that I used. Let's see, what was it? Diagnostic neuro amp. Look at neuro amps. Okay, here we go. So I created a unique neuro amp called Robotics Diagnostics. Double click on this, and of course you need to go to Object Template. So there was that one day where I was trying to figure out how to put skills on a neuro amp. But yeah, here's the object mod in here. Double click on or edit this. And this mod, what it does, it adds a keyword. And the keyword is Rambot NeuroAmp Robotics Diagnostics. So that's the keyword that's added to this worn item. And it only applies when worn. So when I go to this, back to this guy, so this was, I just created him as a terminal, right? So basically, if I edit the base, this was a terminal. It was initially a terminal, and I just gave it the skin of this guy here. So I made this a terminal. I made this model into, or I made a terminal that looks like a robot. That's what I did. And then in the desktop menu, you go here. You have one that's readable. So basically, okay, one that's readable and one's not readable. So, why do I have this here? Oh, 0. Okay. So basically, what was happening is that if I didn't have the neuro amp on, so this is what the condition was. Warren has keyword, right? And I just looked up the keyword, which was J. Ramos Works Rambot Neuro Amp Robotic Diagnostics. Zoom in. And then set it to 0. That's false. So if that's false and it runs on the player, then just show the log file that you're unable to read. But if you are wearing the neuro amp, or something that has a keyword that you want to have, right? Then, right, to get the keyword, then, and if it's true, then you show the readable option. And if you have the readable option, move it to stage 80. So I had two different movements here. So if you are able to if you see that the unable to read log file, it's going to move you to stage 74. Like, find a way to read it, right? That's what I did. Find a way to read it. And if you are able to read it, move it to stage 80, which is to now reactivate Armament, the NPC robot that's disabled. So that was the process I went through. It's like, all right, do this. If you can't do it, then do that. So just a thought. Like, I mean, I can even think it's like you need to have the whole entire armor or something that has these specific keywords in order to move forward on this quest. That's one thing to think about this. So you have, I thought that was really cool. It's like, oh, okay. That's another means to say, all right, do you have this object? Or do you have, I mean, one thing you could look in here too, it's like, do you have this in your, or in something, like, do you have this in your inventory? Do you have this specific item in your inventory that's giving you a certain keyword? Or maybe you're just looking for the object itself. Maybe you can do that. But I didn't want this to just be in your inventory. I want this to be worn. So that was the other part that, like, that you needed to figure out. It's like, how do I do this? And I'm probably going to, like, if you go through the whole story or you go through the whole mission, like, going blind, right? I'm probably going to have something that gives you, like, little hints. Like a log file or some kind of process that you need to do. It's like, all right, make sure you, like, or yeah, whatever. Something that gives a hint, like, to say, like, you need to make sure you find this. Because, like, I think that's how I kind of designed it. In a way, it's like to have you think a little bit more. How should I describe this? Because this started out as, like, I'm just going to make an NPC that has all the crew skills for flying, for ships. And then it turned into, like, a whole mission. It turned into a whole quest. It turned into a quest. It turned into a bigger stage area. It turned into, man, it turned into something so much bigger than, hey, I'm just going to create an NPC, a companion that has all these skills. And if you were watching this whole time, you know, it's like, I want to create a robot NPC that has all these skills. And all of a sudden it turned into this. So it was, I mean, it was a really cool, it was a really fun process. That's for sure. So that, I mean, I think that finishes everything here, right? I think that finishes everything I need to say. And I'm finding different objects too to say, all right, I need this to help me get established this look. So, like, even this was like a, I don't know, a bunch of merged pack-ins to make this look the way it did. Is there anything else that, I mean, I think lighting is definitely fun to play with. I had a lot of time. Like, even this was fun, just doing this. There's more projected decals on the floor. Creating these little fake simulators, that was a fun process as well. See, inside. Like, if you only see it, if you only view it from the front, it's fine, right? If you look at it from the side, that doesn't make sense, because, like, inside is right here. But, like, if you look from the front, look from the front, out from the front, and from the front. Yeah, that looks right. Looks pretty right. Okay, what about this? Is that there? Yeah, that matches. That lines up. So yeah, that was fun. Oh. But yeah. Cool. Is there anything else I wanted to say here? Let me see. It got kill counters, projected decals, conditions and quests, conditions with keywords worn, enable triggers, posing bodies, a little bit on lighting. Yeah, that covers all the topics. So what am I doing now? So the other fun part that I wanted to do was create a bunch of these little microbots that could be crew members. So this is the part that I'm going through right now because I need to edit each one. But yeah, I think that's it. So that, yeah, so from here on out, it's just more of the busy work that I just need to finish, like, going through. I wish you could batch them, but you can't. Let me see, is there anything else I want to show? Oh, this was interesting. Let me do this one. So let's go back in game here. Alright, here we go. So we have armament, we have... He doesn't know how to get out because I need to unlock a door. was like, bro, follow me. There you go. Come hither. So it's interesting how, I mean, yeah, he follows the range, so he doesn't throw his grenades unless they're further out, which is good because they could kill you too. But let me see. What do I want to show? Wait, can I? Does he follow me? One sec. Does he follow me? Ah, he's busy. Shoot. Oh, okay. Good. Reset. So yeah, kind of like how I created that danger room in my tutorials. What was interesting about this is that I created these guys, and they stay in place. So I thought that was neat. So I guess this is probably the last thing I'm showing you before I just go to busy work. But yeah, let me see here. Fun things to play with. So, I mean, of course, I made him a lot bigger, so that's his height for the bigger one. But there's stats. What I did was I set his speed multiplier. You can't make it completely 0, so I made it 0.001 to make it look like they're standing still. So I wanted to have practice bots that stayed in place and they don't run around. So I set that there. And what's interesting is that if they're in central, right? Of course, they're always going to come up, but after you kill them, after they're down, it takes a while. So what I really liked about this, and this is the only reason why I had this safe room here, the idea of a safe room is that I move into a different cell, right? I go back out, and everyone's fresh again. So I was saying, and I put all the unique weapons there and a bunch of ammo if they want to play with guns. So that was the idea that I had there. Oh, let's talk about armament for a little bit. So this NPC, this companion, custom guns, right? And of course, a spell list. So, okay, so heavy weapons was the one that was not available for crew members. So that was something I added in. Inventory, custom inventory. It works for some robots. It didn't work very well for the Model S robots. It works really well for the Model A's. So that's something, just FYI, something to note if you want to try to create something custom for it. So I had a flaming gun, grenade launcher, and a particle heavy left gun on the left. And I think that's it, guys. That's all I have. And I'll create individual tutorials on these too. But I'm just trying to finish this creation. It's been almost 4 weeks. What started as an idea just to create an NPC that has all the crew member skills in one crew member, it now has become into all this. Holy moly, guys. I never thought. One second. Why is this slow? Wait, hold on a second. Okay, let me close this out. It's fine. Okay. There we go. Do you talk in another video or earlier in this one when, why to use? Markers occur when the NPC has data and data assigned. What? It's like, huh? Glad you answered the question, Sadir, because I wasn't I'm not sure. Okay, so I think that's all I have for tonight. Because like the rest of the night is just, I mean, anything else that I'm doing in this right now, like I think I've finished everything that's functional based. From here on out, I'm just polishing and finishing all the more busy work. But yeah, even here, the way how I did the lights here, like I kind of had this cone built up. So if there's AI data assigned to a character, it will show up as a marker when placed in the cell automatically. Yep. I was like, yes. Oh, are you talking about? Okay, I know what you're talking. Like, I got it. Are you talking about these guys? Is that what you're talking about? All this over an NPC, right? Yeah. Yeah, the AI data on NPC. Got it. I was like confused for a bit too. It's like, wait, what? What? Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, dude, I'm telling you right now, this grew. This happened because, or just kept on growing because of one idea that spurred into another idea, that spurred into another idea. And then it's like, oh, what if I create a story behind it? What if I create a mission about it? It's like, what if, how can I like, I don't know. Here's the thing. I could have just created this NPC and put it in the lodge, right? It's like, but all of a sudden I thought, I was like, I want it to make sense. How did this robot came to be? How did this happen? And then it's like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. How do I do that? And I'm doing it based on, I guess an interesting thing is I'm doing it based on what I know how to do now, or kind of learning along the way, right? Because like I don't know how to do voiceovers yet. I don't know that process. Like lip syncing, just like the functionality for that was just enabled today. So I've tried to create a story that doesn't involve any talking or anything like that, or yeah, anything like that. So and like, all right, and like for the one thought that I had like in trying to develop the story that I've placed in here was like, did the people escape, right, or were they killed? Like so I had like all these other thoughts in my head when I was going through this process of creating what this is now. Like try to create justification, like why are all these weapons here? Create justification, like why does this NPC have all this power? How did that happen? It's like, well, AI did it. Like the magical, it's AI. It's AI. like how did this concept of a pit happen? Like from the workers here, right? And well, here's another thought. It's like, why is this place unguarded? What happened? Why was it unguarded? So there's a story like going through the process of how why these guards are not here anymore. And there were only like 3 scientists left. But yeah, that was fun. I mean, it was a fun process. Like, okay, how do I get these lights to get this effect? How, like, what? Oh, but yeah, it was a really fun process going through this. Skynet, right? I was like, uh-oh. Skynet's coming. And then, yeah, because I had, like, originally it was just only supposed to be, like, those 3. It was only supposed to be 3 mini-bots. And then it's like, oh, what about the Model S? What about the Model A? Can I come up with something for the Model A? And what would that be like if they had, like, an overpowered melee companion or something like that? Or an overpowered, like, ranged person. Like, I took that guy in the battle once. Like, the armament destroyed everything with that grenade launcher, dude. But it was a really, I mean, and yeah, try to create some justification of why it exists. Like, how did this come to be? Well, yeah, like even more details. Like I can imagine like after this guy was destroyed, all of a sudden people like threw trash or something like that, and like just see what they're doing. Like maybe they're playing poker. They had creds laying around. So, oh, it was a fun process. Like trying to create reasons for me, and sometimes I know there were sometimes I went overboard. No, I was about to go overboard. It's like, well, everything needs to be powered. Why? And if everything has power, they need to have cables on it. So there was one thought I had going on for a while too. It's like every single light should have a cable attached to it. It's like, nah. I backed off from that one. So, but anyway, guys, I think that's it for me tonight, and I'm just gonna continue doing more of the busy work. Hope you enjoyed going through the experience with me. I'll probably create individual tutorials on all this, but I just wanted to showcase what we learned, and like I said, learn together. So I grabbed some things from you, like physics. What was it called? This guy right here. Disabled physics. Look at that. Disable the physics. Delivery is everything you deliver. Thanks, the angry mechanic. All right, guys. So that's it for tonight. But yeah, this is. I got kind of how I said a few weeks ago. This is the beginning, because the other part that I'm wanting to get into, I wanted to get in today, but I wasn't there yet. I wasn't finished. The next part was learning how to manipulate NIF files, figuring that process out. So I think my trajectory in terms of my basic skill, learning that NIF files, customizing templates or skins or whatever, and then move on to maybe narration, learning that process as well. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you had an amazing time. I learned a lot from you guys. Hope you learned a lot as well. And yeah, we'll aim for Thursday, maybe Thursday, but definitely Tuesday for sure. I call it the glue. Nice, Sadir. Yes. Disable physics, the glue. Nice. But yes, thank you guys. Thank you so much, Sadir, the angry mechanic, Bobalicious, Rick Hammer, and anyone else is online but not in chat or watching on replay. Have yourselves an amazing day, guys. If not Thursday, definitely Tuesday for sure. Thursday, depending on where I'm at, that'll be up in the air. But Tuesday for sure we'll get a live stream going on, because I feel like Tuesday is definitely the dedicated day. Thursdays seem to be up in air, just depending on what I'm doing. But thanks, guys. We'll see y'all next time, and yeah, have an amazing time creating as well. And we'll see y'all. Let me see. What do we need to do here? I'm gonna set up. Yeah, let's set up the group. Let's set up the booty call music. Let's go. Slow jam it. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Hope you have yourselves an amazing night. I'm definitely back on Tuesday, but Thursday is up in the air. We'll see what happens. I want to get on to editing some NIF files. Figure that process out. Cool. Peace out, guys. See y'all next time. Sending on the hearts as well. Without you, we just wouldn't be doing what we're doing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Just creating with you all. Creating and learning how to create. Doing it all. Yeah. Good times. Peace out. See you later.